Alright, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. Salute to you, brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth, man. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk about the cbdc, central banking digital currency, and the mark of the beast. But what I want to do is I was gonna go into various topics, so we'll see where it ends up at, man. So let's have a look. So let's read. It says Bank of England and Treasury. I think UK is likely to need digital currency. The Telegraph reports. Now, I read this and I said that, man, this is obviously, man, it's gonna happen, man. But they're just talking as if it ain't gonna happen. No. What? Let me rephrase that. Obviously, it's gonna happen, and this. When I say it, they're talking as if it ain't gonna happen. It's already in place, man. And they're saying, "Oh, it's likely," as if, "Oh, it's already in fucking place." So if you go down, it says the Bank of England, so they call it the BOE, and Britain's Financial Ministry. I think the UK is likely to need to create a central bank digital currency, cbdc, later this decade. Now, the first thing that I seen when I seen that is that he's saying it is likely in the need to create one, but they've already got the jobs lined up for it. I did a video. Esau is the devil, man. He's acting like, yeah, we might create one. It's likely. What it means is he's gonna do it. It says later this decade. Now, I did a video showing how they've got the jobs lined. They've already got it. It's not gonna be likely. It's happening. They've got the jobs registered for it. They've already got. It's all lined up. And the mark of the beast, which is the chip, is lined up. That's next on the menu as well. Let's get some scriptures, man. So you gotta know this stuff, man, because your soul will just tell you anything, and you believe it. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, and that applies to Esau, Edom, the wicked rulers of this planet. So, he's making it like, and they're pushing it as some kind of a breakthrough. And look at the architecture of I think that might be the Bank of England. Yeah, general view of the Bank of England, man. Look at the architecture on it. It looks Roman. Then you got those naked statues. I don't know what they are. If they, because Esau puts Greek gods and all that on his temples. So that'll be a video. I might do that next. Look at the Bank of England. I know brothers have gone to the Bank of England and done videos there in there. I'm gonna do a video. Look at the Bank of England. Look at the architecture in there. And let's carry on. It says on the basis of our work to date, and that'll be a video. On the basis of our work to date, the Bank of England and HM Treasury judged that it is likely a digital pound will be needed in the future. So that's what they're saying. But the fact is that they're gonna do it. They got the jobs lined up for it, man. They got the jobs lined up. They got the admin and all that. They got it all lined up. Is that? You know, you saw like you know that that is, you know what that's like. That's like um that's setting a trap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's setting a trap. Like that's like saying, oh well, let's say you're into boxing and you had a technique like you're gonna finish someone with a 1-2, or you're gonna jab them all night. That's the technique you're gonna use. But you've already been training that crazy in the training camp, and that's exactly what you're gonna do. But then, like, you might hint, or when you to the other boxer, or you hint, oh well, you just hint it like, oh, I mean, that's probably something I can possibly think about doing. But that's actually all you've been drilling. And that's the only thing that's on the agenda. That's like this cbdc and cbdc and the and the NFC is on his agenda, hands down, man. On the basis of our work to date, the Bank of England and HM Treasury judged that he was like, I sort of read that, and it's telling you who the different individuals, ministers, and that. It says it is too early to build the infrastructure for one, but we are convinced that further predatory work is justified. Uh, the BOE declined to comment. So, let me read that part. Let me read that part again. It says, it is too early to commit to build the infrastructure for one, but we're convinced that further preparatory work is justified. Now, that's fucking bullshit. It's probably more like, how do we get it in? Because if they knew that they could get it in tomorrow, no problems, everyone's gonna accept it. Especially that the implant, they would do it. They would do it, man. But they know that they're gonna have resilience, which resilience, rebellions is in the scriptures. When they get that in a second. Rebellions and resilience is in the scriptures. People not abiding. People saying, nah, you know what? I'm not down for that. I don't want to be fucking NFC tagged. It says the BOE declined to comment on the Telegraph article, but said a joint consultation on CBD issues would publish shortly. A government source said the report would be published next week, man. BOE Deputy Governor John Cunliffe is due to give a speech on Tuesday to update the finance industry on BOE's CBD work. So what? So they're saying they're cooking. It's all cooking. But let's check this, man. Now, I want to talk about. I want to go into how they're gonna have. Bear with me. I want to talk. I want to go into how they're gonna have. I want to go into how they're gonna have the seditions and all that going on amongst the men and things of that nature, man. Do you know what I mean? So let's read this now. It says Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak asked the BOE, Bank of England, to look into the case for cbdc in 2021. When he was Finance Minister in October, Financial Services Minister Andrew Griffith said Britain could not avoid the issue identity. So Now, what they do is they'll use a certain person. Like when Rishi Sunak got in power, his job was to just do what he's told. It's fucking point blank period, man. Let's go back to some scriptures here. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. And we're not going to get taken by this stuff. You know, we're in the system, but we're going to be protected out of that system, man. Because everyone's going to be affected by this system that's coming in. Whether you wanna scoff, whatever you want to do, everyone's going to be affected by it. Let's get a scripture on that. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can do. Everyone's going to be affected by it, man. Revelation 3:10. So because how you want to buy something, everything you're affected now anyway, in different ways. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, so will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? So, you go to a store, man, and it's like, well, we're not taking cash, man. And there are a lot of things that they don't have. They've shut down. They shut down your ATMs, your ATM machines, man. They shut down them. I mean, they shut down your ATM machines and things like that. And they're shutting those down countrywide. And there's news reports on that how this town is hardly got any ATMs. People have got to drive just to get cash out, man. And there's some places that people prefer to use cash and card. But they're saying most of the people now are getting used to the cash. To the card, sorry. Card payment, phone payment, for everything. So, you know, this is what we're talking about here. And, give me a second here. So, my thoughts. I'm there, but I'm just. So, yeah, so they do the data, you know, they do the data collection. And then they'll be like, you know what, such and such and such and such percentage of people are doing this. And there's a certain percentage of people that are doing that. You know, so this is what, how it's going. Give me a second, I'm just putting this in charge. Putting the charge on something. I'll put this on charge in a minute as well. It says a CBDC would allow a wider range of businesses and potentially individuals to hold electronic money in accounts directly with the Bank of England, potentially cutting out banks which have this right at present. The Bank of International Settlements, a forum of central banks, said in June that CBDCs are needed to modernise finance and ensure big tech does not take control of money. So this is what they want. Let's go down here. It says the European Central Bank is working on a digital version of its currency, and it's in the process of outlining that broader design, man. Last month it said it would not offer personal bank accounts, but allow person-to-person payments. So if you look at the bigger picture here, China has conducted the largest cross-bank CBD trial to date. So I think that's the article there. And one interesting, just fucking adverts, man. One interesting. Let me go back up. Actually, that's see this is totally unrelated. It's talking about Russia, but this well, it's actually it is related because it's all part of the prophecies. You know what I'm saying? But now just before this, they're already doing the how would you put it? The enrolling for the jobs, man. Now I said not everybody's gonna accept this, right? So let's get this. Not everybody's gonna accept this. There's gonna be rebels, and this is why they're ushering it in. The best thing, but like slowly anyway, but surely, because, well, I'd say quickly, because what they're doing is they're just taking away ATMs anyway. They tell you that, oh, we've closed this so much ATMs. The people are using their phones for tapping, scanning people, so it's happening anyway. Okay, this is gonna mess me about, isn't it? Let's see. Now I've got. It's messing over. So let's get some of this. Woe to the world, and then that draw they're in 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, in invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. And that sedition goes into the uprisings. If you look up the word, that's exactly what it goes into, man. You know what I mean? You look it up. Invading one another. So people are going to be doing exactly what it says, invading one another, man. And these towns are going to be death cities, man. I'm going to do a video on that as well. There's a lot of movie clips that show you that, like, there's going to have these smart chip cities, but not every city is going to be like that. Some of them are going to be distributed where they've let off a chemical, like say a chemical outbreak or something like that in there, or chemical, a biological attack or something like that they would have let off in the place, man. In the town, man. So then there's gonna be towns that are just like no-go zones and that. And that's what they're looking at doing. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Why they shall not regard their kings nor their princes? Meaning, and by the way, when this thing goes down, it's going to be you're gonna have your New World Order. I'd like to call it, your New World Order police, your troops, but you're gonna have lawlessness, man. Like it's saying, people just, and that's what it means. People are gonna set up their own, setups. That's why it says, in the course of their action shall stand in their power. They're gonna have their own little setups, man. Whether they got weapons, and because people are into all that, you're gonna have all this stuff going on, which we're not into that, by the way, man. We're going off spiritual powers, deliverance and spiritual powers. And you read all over the scriptures, you read about what? Deliverance and spiritual powers, man. That's what you read. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, so that's where you're going to have cordon zones, high risk areas, and they're going to have areas where, if you come in here, and we're going where, when you, because this, cbdc is gonna link to your interface, your NFC. It's gonna link to that, man. So what they're doing, man, is making it all digital to get you for that. So there's no cash anymore. It's just a digital system. It's like one of them futuristic movies, man. When we say futuristic, man, I don't know how, when people say futuristic, they got the technology, the future's here. It's just what the plans that they wanted to get in. And, remember the technology that they got, they would have it at 50, they would have had it in the 50 years ago, and they're putting it out now, man. And you wouldn't even know that they had the technology, man. Like they'll say, oh yeah, I've got this technology, but they had it the 50, 60 years in advance ahead of that. Some of these super soldiers programming robots and things that they got, and different things that you may see, it will show you that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on with all of that. And it says, for because of their pride, because of the pride, the cities should be troubled. Because this is judgment on the cities anyway. Because if you look at the cities today, Lord willing, I might do a video on that. If you look at the cities today, there's traffic, people walking. It's always shopping. It's always about shopping, buying things, buying clothes. People just walking up and down the street, shopping. With these looks on their faces, man. These fucking, and things are gonna get medieval. They're gonna get barbaric. They're gonna get Conan the Barbarian style out. Yeah, it's gonna be like that, man. Where, and that's what, Rome offered you that fake safety. But you're really a tributary, or you're a slave in these systems. But you think you're safe, but you're really not. Especially if you're one of the tribes, man. Come on. We already know what happens. Cursed shall shall be in the cities. Cursed shall be in the field, man. Because you're walking up the street, and either you might not get stopped. But you see a Jake, pull him over, shoot him and shit, man. Whatever. So these are real issues. These are real things that are going on that we've got to talk about, man. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. And the scripture says men shall be like women. So it's going to be all out chaos. It's not going to be no, and like I said, they are going to have your NWO troops. That's what they need to get. You know what? There's something called order of KO, man. You've been seeing the apostles doing videos and you know they might get the channels deleted and stuff or strikes for going into it, but it just shows you that that they got the truth, man, and that's what you know. It just shows you how we got the truth, man. And I wanted to say that again on this title here. Says Bank of England and Treasury think UK is likely to need digital currency, man. But you know the thing is with all of that is that they've already got it set up, man. They ain't. You know when you read these fucking titles, man, this is what they're planning. They want this. It's not oh it might be. It's likely that it might. You know it's what it's, they should have worded it. Bank of England Treasury damn sure want and need a digital currency because that's how they think, man. They got their plans. They got their agendas, man. That's why all these different banks are talking about it. Just said China, everyone's in on it. You know, you got different when they're having these meetings. You know, global meetings. What are they talking about? This stuff. When you would have the Bilderberg meeting, you would have like a list of things that you could check out what they were talking about, man. And it was always to do with the economy and even World War III and stuff would come up. Like it was on the list. Technology is a big. Technology is how they're doing what they're doing. They're using the technology. You know, it's part of their miracles, man. The technology, man. That's how that's part of it. The technology to be able to for control. Technology of control. All right, and it goes into more chaos. Come on, like 19, a man should have no pee upon his neighbour. So that'll be for another lesson, but because there's gonna be all out chaos in these streets, man. It's gonna be all on top. So what I want to do is I want to, and you know, you might say, oh, you're always bringing out this stuff that's about this and that and the chip and you know chaos and you, but you know what, man, so be it. Because we can, you know, so be it. So this is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right, let me make sure this is fucking recording because it just didn't give me the little, you know, you get the little button thing. It didn't give me that. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, man. And you know, that's what they're doing. That's where things are headed. You know, basically you don't even be using cash. It'll be all the bank. The bank is digital. You know, we pulled out some cash the other day. You know, the fake FRNs and all that, man. But they don't even want you having that, and that's not even real. They want you with the digits on the screen, which is just digits. That's all it is, and then you know you're just scanning things. You know, so you got no control over that whatsoever, man. You know, that's how they control people more. You know, people. You know, sometimes people have businesses they get money, cash in hand, and they're not, you know, cash in that, and they're not filing their tax. They know about all of that, so they want total control over every little dime you get, and control over everything that you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's what that is. So you know, this video was a like like I wasn't gonna focus it basically on this, but the spirit made me do that. So So yeah, that's what it is. So it's not just lightly. It's gonna happen. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.